Tell me, have you already lost the social battle before you even opened your mouth? You should know that while you're struggling to find your words, others are already scanning for your flaws. And in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why. Realize right now that your body is betraying your darkest secrets in high definition, and you don't even know it. You think people are listening to what you're saying? In reality, they're mapping your weight shifts and tracking your erratic blinking to find exactly where to strike. You're not in a conversation. No, you're in a scanner, and if you don't understand the protocol, you're the prey. Today, we're going to transform that vulnerability into a precision weapon. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to tell you regarding gravitational anchoring is the exact reason why elite leaders never lose control, even under extreme pressure. But first, you need to understand the fatal mistake you make the second you step through a door. Just a quick word before we keep going. I'm Logan. We started this channel, Psychology Reborn, for anyone who really wants to understand how their brain works and level up their mindset. Our goal is to share keys and truths that you don't hear everywhere else. If you want to give us a boost and make sure you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, please think about subscribing. It's free and it helps us out a ton. All right, let's get back to it. Master the art of social stealth to gain total situational dominance and read the room like a predator. Most people broadcast their weaknesses in 4K without realizing it. But imagine for a second that you could reverse the power dynamic. Imagine being able to see the unspoken hierarchy of a room just by looking at a stranger's lead foot. We're going to turn your vulnerability into a precision weapon. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you about arm silence is the exact reason why elite players never lose their cool, even when things get heated. But first, you've got to pounce on the fatal mistake you make the moment you walk into a room. Why is your face the biggest liar in the world? Since you were a kid, you've been taught to fake a smile, but nobody thinks about their feet. Your limbic brain, the part that handles your survival, controls your legs completely autonomously. That's where the Jeep theory comes in. Join, element, exit point. Visualize an imaginary line coming out of your pelvis, like the headlights of a car. If the headlights are pointing toward you, the engagement is real. If one of the headlights veers toward the exit or toward someone else, you're witnessing an immediate psychological disengagement. Look at how it plays out in Washington galas or on Wall Street. Watch the lobbyist's feet when a powerful politician walks in. Even if they're pretending to listen to you, their Jeep headlights will pivot 30 degrees toward the source of power before their eyes even catch the movement. It's called intent orientation. My opinion is clear. Modern politeness is a hypocritical facade used to mask our animality. If you persist in trying to be the nice guy with everyone, you'll always end up as the doormat people use to wipe their boots. To succeed, you must accept that every interaction is a disguised power struggle. Stillness in the feet is your first sign of dominance. The person who fidgets is looking for an escape. The person who stays anchored owns the room. Stop being the prey and start using silent observation to decode every person you meet. Keep that Jeep image in mind because it's useless if you don't know how to trigger a pattern interrupt, the technique that forces any liar to betray themselves in less than 10 seconds. Stress has a sound signature you can't hear yet. We call it compression leaks. Look at the hands. If someone starts rubbing their neck or messing with their watch, they've just triggered their self-soothing system. They're cracking. That's when we apply the pattern interrupt. When someone is in a stress cycle, they follow a predictable script. By dropping a sudden silence or an entirely off-topic question, you shatter their defense mechanism and force their brain into vulnerability mode. Think about the trading floors in Chicago, where people are screaming. Elite traders spot the rookie immediately because he's nervously adjusting his cufflinks or tapping his pen on the desk. To the sharks, that's blood in the water. They know you're no longer capable of logical thinking. Ask a destabilizing question, like, what's your real interest here? And then deploy arm silence. Maintain eye contact. Fixate on the bridge of their nose to create unbearable pressure. The prey will hate the void. They will surrender information out of pure discomfort. The one who breaks the silence is the one who submits. Learn to love the discomfort of others. That's where your advantage lies. There's a secret language being spoken right in front of you, and ignoring it is costing you influence. By catching micro shifts in posture, you can guess exactly what someone is thinking before a single greeting is exchanged. But be careful, because all this power can turn against you if you don't know how to become invisible. We're going to see how to use the black mirror to become the ghost that nobody can anticipate. They've been lying to you about mirroring, telling you to copy others to build rapport. That's a follower's move. A predator uses the black mirror. If the person across from you is agitated, stay glacially calm. This relies on mirror neurons, but in reverse. Instead of adapting to them, you force them to submit to your calm. Take FBI interrogations. Agents don't try to be buddies by moving like the suspect. On the contrary, they turn into stone statues, perfectly still while the suspect fidgets. This stillness creates an unbearable contrast that eventually breaks the subject's resistance. I'm going to tell you a disturbing truth. Your empathy is often the primary anchor holding back your influence. If you feel too much of what the other person feels, you become manipulable. Real social intelligence isn't about feeling the other person. It's about understanding their mechanics without ever letting yourself be contaminated by their emotions. Don't blink more than 3 times a minute. Force the other person to align with your low frequency. This asymmetry creates an aura of mystery that commands respect without effort. Also, learn the art of peripheral observation. Never look at your target directly. Look at the space between people to catch the invisible tensions and betrayals playing out in the shadows. The one who sees everything but shows nothing instantly becomes the master of the room without even raising their voice. Get ready, because the conclusion I'm about to give you is the final piece of the puzzle, the one that connects your biology to absolute dominance. We're moving to the next level with a concept very few people master, the theory of gravitational anchoring. You have to understand that in every interaction, there is a center of gravity, and it isn't necessarily the person talking the most. Most people, when they're intimidated or want to be liked, engage in what we call micro-oscillation. They lean their torso slightly forward to get closer to the other person. It's a biological submission signal. You're telling the other person that their gravitational field is stronger than yours. To dominate without saying a word, you must become the anchor. Imagine your pelvis is weighted with lead, and nothing can move you from your vertical axis, not even by a few millimeters. When you speak to someone, never lean your head or your torso toward them. Force them to enter your space. It's on them to make the effort to lean in, to hear or understand you. This axial stillness creates massive psychological pressure because your body sends a clear message. I need nothing. I am my own source of stability. Look at exceptional leaders or great predators. They never go toward their target. The world gravitates around them. If you stay perfectly vertical while everyone else is scurrying around you, you naturally become the focal point of the room without lifting a finger. It's this absence of movement that terrifies the subconscious of your interlocutors, because total stillness is the ultimate signal of someone who has zero fear. And if you master the anchor, you can then trigger the final phase of the protocol, the one that will make your adversaries completely dependent on your approval. Mastering these codes doesn't make you a toxic person. It makes you invulnerable in a world of easy targets. Be the ghost pulling the strings. Your challenge for tonight: don't enter a room to be seen, enter to see. Identify the Jeep orientation of everyone. Spot the compression leaks, and never be the first to break the silence. Gain the ultimate advantage by mastering stealth today. Your knowledge is a weapon, but your silence is the bridge to total dominance. Stay in the shadows, because that's where everything is decided. Never forget, biology doesn't lie. And now that you know, you'll never be able to ignore these signals again. The game has just begun. And if you want to know how to apply this specifically for your next high-stakes interview, stay tuned for the next protocol, because the battle never truly ends.